Hello, Daisy Cakes. This is Daisy X Machina, the drag queen detective who investigates all things speculative in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. And this is a Get Ready With Me, where I get into drag to film a video or videos later today. And I've been taking a 2 week break. And I just want to thank everyone for not forgetting about me. Excuse me, Lynette is here. Lori is here. Oh, you're jet lagged. Oh dear. Where did you go to Spain? Am I misremembering that? John Crow is here. Hey, John, thank you for sending me those pictures of you in drag. You look fabulous. Okie dokie. DK is here. And Tim is here. We have a full house. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear this. Rose is in the hospital again. She is home resting and she wakes and we'll have to leave. Oh dear. Okay. Totally understand. I now have a 7 a.m. start here. Oh, yes, that's right. Daylight savings time. There's no good reason. It's just habit. There's no reason, I think, Lori, that we uh, are sticking with this thing that no one likes. No one likes. Lori was in Spain. Oh, I bet that was wonderful. Yeah. So, how's everyone's reading going for the last 2 weeks? Okay, the one book I wanted to really talk about is Tantrum by Rachel Moulton. Is that her name? Um, I really hated that book. Okay, with my shove it or shove it pick, it had this perambular or baby carriage with tentacles coming out. I was thinking, this Lovecraftian sort of Rosemary's Baby type of horror book. Oh gosh. About the first half of the book, you barely saw the baby. This woman has a baby, and I'm sure for those of you who are mothers, you can like maybe relate to some of her fears of being a mother. Well, it's like her third baby. Excuse me. But this particular baby, she was like kind of scared of because her other two kids were boys, and this is the first girl. And a lot of this introspective mothering thing that just went on and on. It's like, where's the story? She's scared of this baby. I want to know more about this baby. And as I was reading the first half, I'm like, oh gosh, I think this is going to a revelation about child uh, sexual abuse during, when she was growing up. I was like, oh, I really don't like reading about it. And I'm sure there are going to be exceptions where it makes sense for the story and it's great. But it feels like, especially in horror, that the main character or the villain or someone had some type of childhood abuse. And it's almost getting to be a cliche. And I'm not crazy about it. So, anyway, I'm like, I think I'm going to DNF this book, but it's short. I think it's actually a novella. So I'm like, I'm halfway through. I'll just keep going. And then the book took this weird turn. It just went into like, I don't even know how to describe it, like this Alice in Wonderland type. Are we dreaming? Is this, suddenly, spoiler? I don't think you guys are going to read it. I don't think you're going to read it from my review, but it's like the baby eats the mother, opens the mouth and eats the mother, and the mother's in the stomach of this baby. So it's like their situations is reversed. I'm like, what is going on? Is this a dream? Is this real? It's not my book. It's not my book. So, and now I'm reading a middle grade book with the main character is non-binary. And this is just a me thing. The pronouns are they, them. And I just am always reading it as plural. Like if there's like two characters in the scene, are they referring to they, the characters, or they, the non-binary person? So I'm maybe, and I'm like over halfway through, but I'm still get thrown by they, them, you know. The one who I really appreciate dealing with that type of thing was Anne Leckie. And this book I'm reading is called Other Woods, which isn't. Anne Leckie seemed to have done it right, but this person doesn't seem to. I don't know. And I just hate this whole pronoun thing because why is it in English we have gendered pronouns? Like my husband, he's Filipino in Tagalog, there is no gendered pronouns because I kept wondering why he was like mixing up um, he, she all the time. And it's because, a lot of Asian languages don't have gendered pronouns. And it's just really annoying me. At least we're not the French. At least we don't gender every freaking noun. So, anyway, okay, I was babbling too long. Lori did no reading. Well, you were like on vacation. Good that I haven't heard of the book if it isn't good. Madrid or Catalonia and Barcelona? John Crow wants to know. Madrid is usually my home base, so to speak. That is where I was. All right. Never been. Yeah, I've never been to Spain. I was ill for some of the time, so I re listened to books Reliquy by Preston and Child and Andromeda Strain by Crichton. Wow, it's an oldie. I am reading Gather the Daughters, which is a bit post apocalyptic and remnant population, which I'm really enjoying. But I might have to take it off. Yeah, I do not recommend Tantrum. I mean, the cover is kind of cool, Tim, but oh dear. Take it off my list. Started rereading the Venus series in the Venus. Are you talking about Edgar Rice Burroughs' Venus series, which I loved? I mean, my favorite is John Carter of Mars, followed by At the Earth's Core or Pellucidar. And but I did like, but the Venus series and the Mars series, there's just a couple books in those. If we're talking about Edgar Rice Burroughs, reading Around the World in 80 Days. I really liked A Drop of Corruption. Oh, by the way, the World Fantasy Award, I believe, um, Tainted Cup won the World Fantasy. Let me look that up, see if I'm lying. World Fantasy. Goodreads is having their Book of the Year polls, and what is it, 2025? And I didn't read any of the science fiction, which is kind of weird. Yeah, Tainted Cup one. David Tennant's Around the World in 80 Days. I didn't even, that's not on my radar. I didn't know he did it. It's a kind of a weird, weird story to do. More world languages don't have gendered pronouns. German has neuter nouns, not masculine or feminine. Burroughs, yay. Oh, remnant population was one of, okay, I'm writing that down. Is this nonfiction? Oh, Elizabeth Moon. Okay. Yeah, I like Elizabeth Moon. Around the World is on my list to see. I'm on the third book of the Lycanius trilogy. Oh, I like that trilogy quite a bit. That's like I want to say Islander. Islinger? It's one of the, I mean, time travel isn't my favorite um theme in stories, but sometimes when it's done well, I do enjoy it. And Lycanius, which is fantasy, not science fiction, but I really like the fantasy element. It's very good. Okay. I also read Autopsy of a Crime Lab, which is about when forensics get it wrong. Ooh. Okay, I need to put some I was thinking about just doing a blue eye with either a pink or yellow lid. And back to the basics. Okie dokie. So, well, the reason why I missed 2 weeks is one Saturday was my husband's birthday, and we went to actually went to the Vegas. I live in Vegas. I went to the Vegas Strip and saw Awakening, which is a Cirque du Soleil thing, and we went to a dinner. And then the following weekend, my best friend Sean and his husband Gary stayed for the weekend, and we saw um, Wizard of Oz in the Sphere. And if you don't know about that, the Sphere is this spherical theater that's completely um, digital on the inside and on the outside. So they remastered The Wizard of Oz to it was really cool. Um, so you're like surrounded by everything, but then at certain times, like when Dorothy is in the tornado, this is the original Wizard of Oz, of course. When the Dorothy is in the tornado and everything's going around, they dropped like leaves, these little cutout paper leaves from the ceiling. And then when it was snowing on the poppy fields, there's like snow. So you got this sort of 3D effect. The best of which was the flying monkeys because they had these animated, or I don't know if they're animated, but they had these flying monkeys that sort of came down on cables and went over the audience. So I liked it. One time travel book that is interesting is Time Ships, an unofficial sequel to The Time Machine. I don't think I've read that. That H.G. Wells? I kind of liked Will of the Many, so I decided to read Lycanius while waiting for Strength of the Few to be released. Stephen Baxter. Cirque du Soleil sounds fun. There are so many Cirque du Soleil shows around Vegas. I mean, if you are an acrobat, you probably come to Vegas because there are so many shows that require like rope walking, and especially the one where people like balance on top of each other. I've seen some really incredible shows here in Vegas. I know there's been some, I gotta say controversy, not controversy, some criticism about the Wizard of Oz show here at the Sphere, that they've been adulterating sort of the original movie. And I don't know, I did kind of disagree with that. It's not like you can't still see the original. But it is kind of taking one type of art form and doing something to it to change it a bit. But yeah, my friend Sean can't really stay longer than the weekend because he's um he's been waiting years for a new kidney, but until then he has to have like a dialysis every I think 3 or 4 times a week. And Gary's has his own issues, so kind of humbling when your friends are all and yourself are all have health issues. My daughter was once in an artsy youth circus with ties to Cirque du Soleil. Oh, great. Oh, PJ. Oh, how do you pronounce your name? PJ Apalama. Thank you for joining. As an outsider, the sphere seems very overwhelming, especially if you're driving around town. Yeah, it's so cool because sometimes, I mean, it's this huge building that's a sphere, and they'll have like sometimes there'll be a basketball or do these weird psychedelic things on it. And right now, because they're doing Wizard of Oz, they have these witches' feet with the ruby slippers like sticking out from underneath it. Years ago, I read Emperor by Stephen Baxter. I did plan to read the other 3 books in the series, but never did. I have a bunch of Cirque du Soleil DVDs when DVDs were popular. What would one call a sequel to a prequel? A sequipre. I'm not a big fan of prequels because I kind of like forward movement. And then when you jump backwards in time, it's like, well, I already know what's going to happen in the future. I mean, the past is kind of already set, isn't it? But of course, there's exceptions. And ooh, Clan of the Cave Bear, the Machina series. Yeah, I like Feist. I got those books when they first came out. No, I don't think I've read Clan of the Cave Bear. I did try one of the Outlander series, the first one, of course. Okay, anyway. Um, the historical inaccuracy got to me. Zirk also made a movie called Allegria, an actual movie with plot, not just filming an acrobat show. Well, all the Cirque shows usually have a plot. I mean, the one we saw, Awakening, wasn't a great plot, but it had a little story. Saw a clam instead of clan, the cave clam. Trying to do an ombre here. But speaking of prequels, I do have like HBO right now, and I actually found out I have a free subscription for it through my Cricket phone thing, and I'm enjoying the Stephen King prequel to it, Welcome to Derry. And I'm really curious how much, or if Stephen King had much input into the story. I don't rewatch many movies, but Allegria is my top 10 of rewatched movies. I did manage to get through all of Fits in the Fool books, which is a big achievement. I love Robin Hobb's Elderlings books. Only read two of the Ringworld series. Um, yeah, the Ringworld. I can only think of Ringworld and Ringworld Engineers, but I know there's more. But the most recent one that Niven did was one about the puppeteers, and that's a fun trilogy. I saw it and didn't find it scary at all. Really, Tim? I thought it was scary. I'm trying to think if I saw the version with Tim Curry that they did in the '90s was better than the most recent one, or more scary than the most recent one. But actually, was that the '80s? But I thought both versions were good. The remake with Skarsgård as a new it. All of the Ring of the Elderlings books are good, but I like Life Ship's the best. Yeah. For me, the last trilogy, the without the Fits and the Fool, was really moving. But just for the story of the live ships, they are great. Do you care for Night Surfers, the precursor to The Stand? I have not read that. So, has anyone here read it? I don't remember reading it. I've only read the first Ringworld book. Well, Ringworld is a standalone. It wasn't written as a series. And because it was popular, that's why we got the engineers and so forth. I'm thinking of trying to read all the just whoa. How many are there? There's like I know I haven't. I started out with The Color of Magic and the sequel, I was gonna say Source of Magic, but that's Piers Anthony. Anyway, when it first came out, because the covers were so interesting and cute um, in the '80s, and I could not keep up with the pace of his writing. And I also found, just for me, that reading more than say two Discworld books back to back is a bit tiring. I just sort of get a little exhausted by that humor. I guess I need to find something truly horrifying, or maybe when I see Tim Curry, I can only picture Dr. Frankenfurter no matter what he's playing. So the first book, I like the first book in the last trilogy as my favorite single book in Realms of the Elderling. I think it's the last book of the last trilogy. Well, yeah, I don't know if I could make a pick. The one with B, yeah. Love Tim Curry, but that is kind of an issue with him. Niven had to write engineers because so many astrophysicists and engineering students proved the ring was unstable. Yeah. Hey, Moody, thank you for joining us. I want to see Dr. Frankenfurter. Okay, 41 Discworld books at 5 a year. It will take me 8 years. Yeah, I could do 5 a year. That seems reasonable. Um, do this. Why does this side always look darker? It'd be my lighting. Okay. Yeah, they are short. Yeah, exactly the same DK for me. Need to take a break every so often. What are you talking about? I'm cured, so I am. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying, but yay if you're cured. Okay, so I need a little bit of black. Oh, I didn't know Curry had an autobiography. He's a totally different person. He really gave such a great performance. I never realized he's also a stage actor. Oh, there's been a couple of BBC productions of Discworld, and Tim Curry, I think, played the villain, one of the in Color and Magic. You no longer have autism? I didn't know it could be cured. I like surprises for Christmas, so I have bought myself a stationary advent calendar. Oh, cool. For like pieces of paper and pens and ink, which is bad because I just have high fiction. Curry is a great actor. He does such a great job switching roles. Yeah. It's a shame he's what did he have a stroke, or I know he's confined to a wheelchair and can no longer perform. Okay, let me had a short story advent calendar. Oh, that's cool, Lori. I know there are sort of these bookish advent calendars. I'm just a little. I don't know if I'd like it because I'm kind of picky. Okay, let me. No one can escape age. Yeah, but I'd rather not have a stroke for all it comes to. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm going to do pink. No, DK, it's not coming for me. Good. I bought 24 mystery book advent calendar and was a little disappointed because several of them were second, fifth in a series. Well, that doesn't make any sense unless the whole series is in the advent calendar. Although, to be fair, sometimes mystery books are in a series are standalones. Like you don't really need to read them in order. But I don't know about the series you're talking about. Workout and dance, so I fight the aging. Good for you, DK. Yeah, I try to go to the gym a couple times a week, and I do try to walk. I'm averaging 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm averaging 2 miles a day. I don't walk every day, but if you average it out, it's 2 miles a day. Age is great. We get to reinvent ourselves. Right now, I'm trying to figure out my new style and how to dress as a 65-year-old woman. Me too. Not frumpy, but not mutton dressed as lamb. Often, and if you see my uh, like TikTok or YouTube shorts, where I go from boy to girl in drag, and a lot of times in when I'm dressed as a man, I've gotten a bunch of these. They're called kimono cardigans, which is sort of a nod to my Japanese heritage, and they're just like little overshirts that, look like a little jacket, but only have sleeves that come down to here. And it's kind of my reinvention of wearing something a little bit more adultish than jeans and a t-shirt. I feel like I'm being more age appropriate or something. Not that there's anything wrong with the jeans and t-shirt. It's just I wanted something a little more style wise. Okay. I love this. I love the phrase mutton dressed as lamb. 2 bells a day is good. I like the rich aunt look. Well, in drag, I love the mother of the bride type of outfits, as you've seen. And that's really denigrated by a lot of drag queens. They're like, I don't want to look so matronly. I like looking matronly. Managing between 56 and 70K a day? That is crazy. Wow. I can't even imagine doing that per day. Wow. No Kruger look. 70, that's just over 4 miles. Is that right? Oh, not a day a week. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. 10,000 is 4 miles. Okay. So you're doing about 4 miles a day, which is double what I'm doing. I have a, mm, I have a pressed powder. I'm gonna, it's early in the morning and I'm still a little post-roam from my last migraine. Hmm. You do it spectacularly. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. Good idea, Tim. Moisturize me. Most I ever did in a day is 30K steps. Lady Cassandra. I hope you're feeling better soon. Yeah. I get these headaches sometimes. I haven't, knock on wood, in a while. But I don't know if it's migraines. Turn this off. Or allergies. But it just knocks me out. And I don't know if this really helps or if it's just psychological, but I always like putting a big ice pack on my head. Okay. As I get the pain of migraine is less severe, but the post-drome migraine hangover is worse. I get so foggy. Yipes. If you are light, motion, sound sensitive, it is a migraine. Oh, that's interesting to know. I want to say it's allergies, but I do like being in the dark. Okay, so let's do. Oops. Okay. So I had to listen to books I didn't have to concentrate on. Cost me $7 each on the government scheme. $30 a prescription. Is that for like 30 pills? That's not bad. If it's, I mean, $7 is better, but if it's $1 a day. Okay. Set this with some black and hopefully do a little bit of ombreing. Okay. I do want to. In the USA, I think asthma inhalers can be $200 or more. Wow. Glad I don't have asthma. Australia have a healthcare system similar to the UK, Canada, and Europe. Follow the American model. I don't think it follows the American model, but similar to UK. Can be long waits for elective surgery. The ER is free. Yeah, we've got to do something with healthcare here in America, in my opinion. Actually, let me just brush this off. Okay. I think I'm about done with the eyes. Yeah, from what I heard, the a lot of people here in the States, the premiums are about to go ballistic because unless the Congress can come to some solution to fix the ACA. Japan has some type of blended system where they where everyone's required to have health insurance, but depending on your um, income, the government pays part of it or something. All I know is Japan has a unique system where it's a blended, excuse me, government and insurance, but they also have, and you almost have to have this. is they have price setting on procedures. Like CT scans, you can only charge this much. You know, this procedure you can only uh, charge this much, um, which we really need in the United States because just it's crazy. Last year when I was hospitalized, um, the bill was I think $250,000 for being in the hospital for 5 days, but the hospital wrote off over $200,000 because whatever deal they had with the insurance company. So why is that number, that six-figure number, even there if they never use it? I don't know. Universal Health Scheme was introduced in 1973. You know, uh, sort of the irony is that we almost had a universal healthcare system because that's what Richard Nixon wanted to leave as his legacy. But of course, things didn't work out that way, and he was the last Republican that was really behind a universal health scheme. Hey, Scott. Sorry I'm late. Been reading Mind Star Rising by Peter Hamilton. It's a friend's favorite book, and he is coming to visit. Oh, that's great. I love having a friend you can talk books with because it's kind of rare. Kind of rare to find someone that reads, and even rarer to find someone who reads books that you like. People keep screaming about how taxes will go up, but they won't if we tax the mega wealthy. The NHS came in the mid 60s in the UK. Everything necessary prepaid by national insurance. Monaco has similar plan to Japan's. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah. The other great irony about our health care system in the US is we pay more than anyone else in the world, but we don't live, our, our longevity is declining. We don't live as long as other people that pay less. So, what does that tell you? Could be our lifestyle. I mean, there is cause and effect, but okay. You know who I've been listening to on YouTube? Because when I work, I like having a YouTube on. I have like this mindless job at a law firm where I could listen to things as I work. So I like listening to YouTube, but or watching YouTube. But I can't always look at YouTube. So anyway, it's nice finding someone that you can just listen to and not have to watch. And I've been recently watching is it Sarah? Sarah Payne, Paine. Sarah Payne. And she is a history teacher at the Naval Academy. And I just find her interesting to watch for um, her take on like the World War II, and her main field of study, I believe, is Russia and China. I mean, I've never heard of her, but once she got on my feed, I've been noticing some of her videos are like a million views. The 1950s, Ronald Reagan was hired by the AMA to record an LP decrying socialized medicine. Oh, Reagan. He was a Democrat back then, though, in the 50s. Hmm. One of Tasmania's richest men said he has lost $420 million on his art museum, but that he is happy with that. Tasmanians get into the museum for free. Oh, interesting. Maybe one day I'll visit you, Lori, and or Lynette in Tasmania. Terrified of snakes. Yeah. My friend Sean, my best friend Sean, who visited, he's terrified of snakes, unreasonably terrified of snakes. I don't know where we get our phobias. Planning on touring from New Zealand, Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Japan from late February through May. Tasmania is on the list. Scott, that sounds amazing. I have a friend, a couple who went on a year of traveling all over the world. I don't know if I would like that. I sort of get want to go home like after a week, but they also sold their house, so they didn't have a home base. I think traveling with someone is a great way to find out if you're truly compatible. Oh, that's very true, Lori. I like the YouTube channel Reading the Past, but she concentrates on the Tudor era. Rather hear about the Hanovers. Wait for transporters. Yeah, where are the damn transporters? Museum of Old and New Art. My friend who is visiting his family in Indonesia is partly to accompany him. Oh, nice. By the way, speaking of museums, if you're ever in DC, you should. The Smithsonian museums are some of the best in the world, and they are free. DC is actually kind of a nice place to vacation. because of the museums. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to do 2 videos today. Videos on the retro Hugo, not retro Hugos. The retro Hugos is specifically means those Hugos awarded in later years for years that were skipped or missed during the Golden Age. I'm doing the regular Hugos in the 1950s. Okay, eyelashes. I'm not going to forget. I will make a note about DC. Maybe I can take the Amtrak from Harrisburg to DC just for museums. If I could make a day trip out of it, I would. Oh, yeah, that's you're in Pennsylvania's close. Think Like a Dinosaur by James Killing. Okay, I missed something. Technically, oh, yeah, that is the question. Do we actually kill ourselves and then are reconstituted a new person at the end? McCoy certainly thought so. Okay. That's my eyelash glue. Let's put a little of this on the. It's just some glitter gel. Making a mess. Okay, that totally was a distraction from losing my eyelash glue. Where did I put it? In front of my nose. I'm trying to think of where Harrisburg is. And by that I mean how close it is to Philadelphia, because I know the train goes down that way. If you do go to the Smithsonian, the forgot the name of the museum, but the one with the uh, indigenous Americans, the Native American Indians, whatever you want to say, is has like food from a little restaurant with food from different tribes um, in different parts of the states, and it's really good. I think when Dennis and I were there, we ate there almost every day because we could try a different region. I was thinking about getting these eyelashes that Trixie Mattel has been using, but they're like $35, 30 or $40 just for one pair of eyeglasses, or I mean eyelashes. But if I can make them last like a year or 6 months, it might be worth it. But they have like these curled paper cutouts that are interwoven with the lashes to get like a really dramatic effect. Okay, anyway, sure you guys don't want to hear about that. I don't travel. John, I have 2 long flights from hell. So transporters would be fantastic. One of Jackie Cochran's planes are on display at the Air and Space. Yeah, the Air and Space is great. I agree, Scott. A flight like that too. Technically die each time you're transported. Make a note about. Oh, by the way, the movie The Prestige. Uh, is that it? The one with who's it? Hugh Jackman. It's a really good movie, but it explores that uh, what happens with transporters. Okay, I'm need to go forward. There's a great Michael Crichton novel about time travel and reassembling atoms. I don't know that one. The Tantalus device from Mirror Mirror. Interesting. Technically, as you age, you can use the transporter buffer history to put yourself in a younger model. Yeah, the buffer thing was kind of crazy. It's like, oh, you're stuck in the transporter. Remember the really old treks when they had the like there's like little dots like floating along the ceiling? Or am I thinking of Willy Wonka? I think no, I think there's one for in Star Trek. Good time. Okay. I plan on taking the train to Philly next month. It's about a 2 hour trip. I want to go to the Reading Terminal Market. Rye bread would be worth the trip. I would have one of Crichton's novels called Grave Descent, written about before Jurassic Park. Okay, thank you for coming, Lori. I mean, I'm actually done. Let me just put on a wig. I have white on my. Oh, you know what it is? I put the the glitter on. You just be seeing a reflection. I'm ready to swap into a younger body. Yes, why can't we dig into the buffer? Let me just dig into the buffer and get our this is okay. Okay. Oh, let me do my I forgot I had this. Now the wig I grabbed is one I don't usually use very often. I don't know why. It's just a plain brown wig. Ta-da! And gloves. Okay, so this is the final look. And today, as I said, I'll be filming some Hugo videos. I should be releasing another Hugo video this week. But not get it. I prefer to stay as I am, but not get any older. I wouldn't mind getting younger. So wisdom. Oh, thank you, John. Reminds me of rock. Okay, well now I'm really gonna like this wig. Before I was like, I don't have the sex drive of my 16-year. Well, yeah. Okay, you have a point there. But I wouldn't want to go to 16. That's a little bit extreme, but 35, maybe 40. I have to go back 25 and know what I know now. Yeah, there's always something to screw up. Thank you, Scott. I meant to mention. Oh, thank you. Yeah, when because I didn't want to get into drag, and I think it was after Dennis's birthday, but before my friends arrived. And when I heard about the Trump party for Gatsby, I was like, "What? That's crazy!" And I just wanted to do that video, but I'm out of drag, and I'm glad you liked it. Okay, guys. Thank you once again for coming. I'm always grateful, especially after I take a break, that people are still interested. And I should be back next week. Until we meet again, may all the books you read be blessed.